Hallelujah, I get to start in jet mode. Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you.
T-Man 978 Chill Review.
Hello everyone, T-Man 978. Right now I'm reviewing Transformers movie masterpiece series MPM-10 Starscream from the first Michael Bay Transformers movie. I'm going to be pretty much treating this like a standalone review. I will be doing some comparisons, but anything that I don't cover in this video, there are tons of other people who have reviews for this thing. But one interesting thing is all the languages on the box are just in English. Like they have these details right there, only in English. I'm not used to that as far as recent Hasbro products, but here is the licensing and all that. Anywho, I like the box. It's interesting, especially for that whole only in English thing. All right, here he is in his jet mode with all of the accessories on there. From the top, with most jet Transformers, it looks like this. You might see panel breakup and whatnot. Let's get you in on these details right there. If there's anything disappointing, and I'm going to bring out my knockoff oversized Studio Series Black Mamba Starscream. That thing is covered in paint. Like this may be more movie accurate. It's hard to get an image with close-ups this good as far as the jet they use in the movie. But you can see the cockpit detail and whatnot. But under here, you get a folded up robot, typically like you would always get. And you get these nonsensical big giant accessories right here that peg in. That's mostly for robot mode. They peg in at an angle, so this one only looks good here, and that one only looks good there as far as being straight. The only thing that kind of looks realistic, like something that would really be on a jet like this, is the Gatling gun, but it wouldn't be right there because I know that would make it hard for this thing to fly. But without it, this is what you're working with. You lose some of the more realistic detail that we have here on this figure compared to some of the older ones. And I don't know if I don't think I ever reviewed the Revenge of the Fallen Leader Class Starscream, unfortunately. But this thing is heavy. It's over a pound. It's heavier than MP-10. It shocked me how heavy it is. It does have a few pieces of die cast, not a tremendous amount though. Landing gear can go up, and this can fold up, and they're actually rolling wheels. Just realizing I did not roll it, but it rolls really good. And out of package, the wings were flat down, and when I took it out, I could not get this to stay flush together and smooth. But after transforming it and transforming it back, that's really good. It comes together way better than before I transformed it. But depending on how you grab it, you may dislodge some of these connections. So yeah, just grab it from the bottom. You won't have to worry about that. It looks good. Here's a detail I never noticed on any other version. How it has those spikes right there coming out. And a Gatling gun can fit there or here. I had it there. Now let me bring in some other stuff like here is the Studio Series version. As you can see, they went with a Decepticon logo. This has no Decepticon logo that I can see. But I don't know. Depending on how you look at it, this looks like it might be more paint. But they spread this all out. I don't know if it's coated in a paint. It doesn't really look like it. But this is what this looks like on the bottom. It's a little bit less stuff under there, but they wanted it to look more movie accurate in robot mode, so they made bigger stuff down there. And here is the Black Mamba version right here. I have a review on this, so if you need to see anything close up, basically it's just like the Starscream I just took away, and it has a whole bunch of accessories and whatnot that I crammed up under here. Well, yeah, with all those accessories on, his accessories on, it weighs more than what this weighs, and this has die cast in it, and this feels heavy. So I was shocked with all this extra stuff. This still comes out weighing more. But here's the color scheme you have going on here. And I honestly like this, even if it's not realistic or movie accurate. I like this paint job. Like, this thing is fully 100% painted. Like, all over, to its detriment in some cases, because you get like little marks on there that it's hard to avoid with a color like this. Here's an image of the main vehicles in the Transformers movie, or some of them, and Starscream in this jet form. I'm thinking this deluxe class studio series Bumblebee is probably closer to being in scale with him than anything else. Like, the movie masterpiece Bumblebee is definitely going to be too big, but there's this right here. Alright, the transformation seems crazy, but it's not as difficult. I mean, you'll see what I'm talking about. It's not all that difficult. First thing I'm going to do is untab this stuff right there and break that down. Kind of like push here so we can loosen all these connections up. Like, I'm going to untab this right here and kind of lift this up off of the body right there. Alright, and now we're going to untab the legs from here. Then bring this down. Like, basically I'm going to rotate this down. Things get kind of loose and gangly. I'm going to just complete the legs. Basically, rotate the thigh this way so the leg can be straight. You can stretch out the leg. This knee pad is spring loaded. Bring that up and bring it up. Then we can rotate this lower half down, untab this, bring it up like this, like that, and it pegs in several places. Lift this up, it pegs in right there. Then we got to peg it in the front and peg it in the back. The toes move. They don't. I was about to say they spread out, but they don't. Making up things. Open that up. Tab that. Rotate this. Start bringing that forward. Lift this up. Tab. 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 Keeps that in place. Bend that. Well, we can adjust this when we get fully to robot mode. Now, put this out of here. We can detach this stuff. Lift the wings up to here. Close that up. Close that up. Bring this up to here. Bring that up to here. Yada yada. Leave this kind of like that. Alright, now we can move this out of here, and this rotates like that, and basically rotate in this orientation. So yada yada. But now we can bring this up to here, and there's some holes right there. They need to peg into this. So bring that together. Okay. Now we can open this panel up. Rotate this around. Go ahead and open this up. Bring that down to there. Bring this down to here. before we forget. Oh, wait, never mind, not before we forget. Open this up. While that's open, open this and open that. Now we can bring this up like this, move that there, and that can go there. So now with this stuff right here, we need to pull this apart right here. Then this needs to like come around basically like this, and this thing needs to come out like that. And now basically this needs to slot into his shoulder right there. So we'll start bringing this over. It can seem a little bit difficult, but basically move that forward, get this in between there, and stay up to you. Slot that into place. And once we do that, this piece right here can peg onto here. Now the arm, bring the shoulder down, lock that into place, bring all of this up into here. Now we have stuff stop flopping around. Bring the hands down for aesthetics only. I'm going to rotate that forward so that can be seen from the front. Bring the fingers down, rotate the hand. Blah, blah, blah. Same stuff over here. Detach that from here. Rotate this wing down here. Get this little connector piece out. Swing this in and wedge that into the crevice of his shoulder joint. Now we can peg this onto here. Make sure this it doesn't like clip in right here, if that's a thing to complain about. It stays in there typically, especially once you get everything together. But for right now, I'm gonna move this down while I'm holding that. Shut this and accordion all of this stuff into, wait, not all of that, this into that slot right there. Rotate the forearm again, bring that down and swing everything around into place. All right, now back here, we can, with this flat, rotate this, shut, close, straight like that. Wait, come on, this got in the way. All right, then we can move this out the way, but those are adjustable. Bring that down, lift this up, which you have to make sure that this landing gear is out so that this little flat peg can be there. Clip that onto here, and now these little panels, grab this. At any point I could have shut this, I don't know why I didn't. Keep that in place right there. Now just basically get his wings together, bring the head down, and mess around with the feet until you get them stable. I'm gonna extra chicken leg him, and boom, he is good to go. He is fully a robot and fully looking way more screen accurate than any Starscream ever produced that can actually transform. Period. That's why he is the masterpiece version. Alright, normally I like to do accessories first before articulation and detail and whatnot. His accessories, it's good to show them with the articulation. So here he is. Here is the face. It has the Studio Series style painted red eyes right there, where you can definitely see the glowing without trying to squint real hard, and without there being any like light piping or anything. So that's good to go right there. You have all this detail on the chest, and I don't know if you're going to be able to see what I'm saying. When I was looking at this yesterday, for the first time, it looked like to me that this is his body, and these are like an extension, like a crazy engineered arm assembly. It never looked like that to me before, where this was actually his body and these was his crazy weird arms. I always looked at it like, boom, like this whole thing is his body, but I don't know if you'll be able to see what I'm saying, so I might just sound crazy right now. But anywho, there's a ton of details, as you can see. The sculpted in wires, like you saw like in a movie, they were exposed wires. It has more paint detail than you would typically see in a jet mode, or it looks a little bit more worn. So the color distribution is better, I think, in the robot mode. All of this die cast, and this is die cast. If anything else is die cast, I can't really tell. The back, ton of detail. Unfortunately, he has this panel right there. I guess this is the best thing they could have come up with as far as being able to transform him, or maybe engineering one more like fold up would have like really hurt things. But yeah, to be honest with you, when I transformed them and started posing them and whatnot, I didn't pay that panel any attention. And it does have a stand port, but like I said, he's heavy. I don't know what kind of stand you're going to be using. The backpack thrusters are on a double hinge and like a swivel plus another hinge, so they can be posed all types of different ways. As far as anything porting in there, I try to put these like siege effects in there, even though I think the smoke or the flames were blue. I was able to get it in there, but it's not well. So some third-party company will probably print out some type of effects you can use with that. But that's a lot of engineering just for these thrusters alone. And we typically never have the thrusters on the back, so that's really cool. You have this motion. The wings can go up and bend back and whatnot. Come down a little bit. These can move around. So it's pretty much like the movie where it's super variable. None of their parts stay in the same place when they moved. You can move this because it's connected in like two places. So it's like he has a reverse butterfly. He has this spring-loaded thing that moves back. It doesn't come forward really. You have this articulation on a strong ratchet. This on a strong, sounds like a soft ratchet, but it's a strong ratchet right there. You have the hinge here, swivel here, the hand swivel, which is something I really wanted with the leader class Starscream, and this is showing off. But they went the extra mile with hand articulation because it goes in and out, rotate. You get a bend here, which is actually for transformations, but it's still there. And each one of these fingers bends individually. It's there on like a pliable material. Both thumbs, like I said, extra mile, both thumbs curl in, and they have a secondary joint for grabbing poses. No waist swivel, but the legs can kick up that much. Kick back, go out to the side all the way. You hear the ratchets swivel there. This is on a soft ratcheting type system. The knee bends here all the way up to there. The secondary knee bends there. You got that. You have this detail poking out, and you get ankle pivot like in both directions. And there's like, it's like a click that way, a soft click to be honest, but he still stands up in the poses you give him, or at least on my copy, I haven't had an issue. Now, you can give him extra articulation by unclicking the click And if the other foot is sturdy, he'll stand up, but there's like no real ratcheting system. I mean, this is friction a little bit well, and I have been able to get him in the poses. You can also do it this way. I mean, you can do it, and it is capable of standing up, but I've seen people complaining about the thing not being stable, but my figure is definitely stable, so I don't have anything to worry about. Oh yeah, the head can rotate. Here's the back detail of the head, which I didn't show. The neck looks up, and they have molded in neck, which is cool. And the mouth opens, and he has this weird mouth that is pretty much movie accurate. So I really like it. It really looks like the movie, and I'm satisfied. Other piece of articulation, because it doesn't have bicep swivel, you can detach this and move the arm in here if you want him to have, like, if you want him to be in a pose where he's touching his chest and whatnot. And like I said, the hand rotates to help with that. So he can be in like a... And this right here has this little nub. If you do it gingerly, it seems like they put a resting place like they planned for this. You can have that there and here. Unless you're like forcibly moving around like I did when I moved the ratchet. You can have him do stuff like this, and he can be like, "Yes, my Lord Megatron," and whatnot. So, even though it doesn't have a traditional bicep swivel, they did incorporate this for other optional articulation. And if you think that looks weird or something, just look at his whole body. He's weird. He's a weird alien robot monster. So, there you are with that. Now for the accessories. Here's the Gatling gun again, which does rotate. It is not painted, as just plain gray plastic. You can stick this into either forearm you see fit. So there's that option. He does have the bleed weapon that does spin, and it is painted. Well, the saw is painted. This is just plain gray plastic. Take the hand, rotate it like this right here with that hole right there. And now we can plug this into the hole and plug this into the forearm. Yes, you can put the fingers out like this. And now here he is with the saw arm. And like I was saying, articulation. Get that up out of there. Now you can have him, and this still rotates and whatnot, whichever direction you want to rotate it in. Now you can get him like swinging it like inward or coming from his chest if you want to be from this direction and whatnot. And the rotation right here definitely helps with that. But basically you just have to make sure that this stays in this area right there. But that's good enough for me, like I said. Last accessory is the missile blaze that he loves or whatever. So not only can he stab you, he can shoot you from a distance at the same time. Connects the same way. Bend the hand right here in half. Plug that in and plug this into the forearm. And boom, 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 boom. Same deal with the weird inward articulation on this side. So you can get them posing, aiming at you like this. So there you are. I don't know if anybody else ever pointed this out in a review, but if they haven't, there you go. So you can still get into those promo images Now, if you're not careful, because of the weight, you can, depending on how you pose it, you can accidentally detach it. What I suggest is holding, let me move the camera down. Holding, and this detached itself. Holding here while you manipulate the legs and whatnot to your liking. And make sure the foot stays there, or else the little clicking point will detach itself. Oh yeah. If you actually like this design, or if these designs grew on you, maybe you don't like their character portrayals in the movie, but you do like the designs. This thing looks great. It resembles what you see in the movie. Pretty much spot on and perfectly. If you didn't see my latest toy hunt, this guy suggested retail price is $149.99, but it's half off depending on your target. So I got it for way under retail value, and I am so happy about that. It's worth old school Masterpiece Seeker prices, and that is wonderful for me. Now, whether it's wonderful for you, that's up to you to decide. Here he is compared to the Black Mamba knockoff. Like I said, more paint and whatnot, but this is more than likely more accurate to what was actually in the movie. The actual design and whatnot, like I said, looks way more movie accurate with this. Nothing else compares to this. Like the way the chest is, the way the arms look, the way this extension works, the way the wings look. This one is basically the Voyager class, but upscaled. There are add-on parts. Like you can give them this fake butt cover and these thrusters on the back. But they just peg in. They have none of this articulation and whatnot. They aren't really a part of his body. Everything, you pretty much have to clip on that. You have to remove that when you transform him. You have to remove those when you transform him. And he does have like saws and whatnot, but they're designed just like the Studio Series, just upscale. But like I said, if you want to see this, I have a review for it. But yeah, I can happily replace him with this guy for me. And a moderate chicken leg stance, he is like 10.5 inches, like exactly. So that's taller than like MP-10, because MP-10 is like 9.5 inches, or somewhere under 10 inches. And luckily enough for you guys, I have this close by. Here's what he looks like next to MPM Bumblebee. I don't know, that's probably about right. At least in robot mode. But I knew. I already said everything I can say about this guy. I like it. I'm happy with my purchase. If you are happy with this review, make sure you don't leave without clicking the like button. If you want to see more stuff from me, because I really love Transformers, subscribe and click the notification bell. And definitely pick all videos so you can see everything that I'm doing. People love my toy hunts. If you don't like just straight up reviews, then stick around for my T-Man's fake hunts. You'll probably love those. I have a playlist if you want to see what I'm talking about. Thank you for watching this. Until next time, T-Man 978 out of here. Join the Syndicate Toy Hunters Facebook group. Link in the description. Click the videos. Click the videos, baby. Click the videos.